Okay, good evening, everybody. Gregory and Robin here, welcoming you to our Monday night community call. We get together every Monday as a community, to give you updates with our community, with LifeWave, to sometimes have trainings. We have a special call tonight because we have a special guest with us. Do you want me to go and introduce him?
Well, let me get him added.
Let's get him on. He is here. Okay, so it is my pleasure. We just came back, as everyone knows, from celebrating with 475 others in our Lifeway family on that ship behind us. And we were blessed to be with our Senior VP of Global Sales, Ryan Barson, even have dinner with him. That's what's so wonderful about these events, is you get to really have quality time with us. And the company did we had a wonderful little meeting, and they did a great presentation. And we asked Ryan if he would be willing to share with us tonight a little bit about what he shared with us on the ship. And we are thrilled to have you here, Ryan. Thanks for taking a few minutes to be with us.
Well, I am honored that you asked me, and thank you so much for allowing me to join with you and so many members of your team this fabulous evening. And I love the hats, by the way. You both look great. I'm glad that they fit. My big noggin, that those hats, I don't have one that fits me, so
I had to use a hat stretcher on mine.
well, maybe I should do that, Gregory. I'll go find it and make it happen. Anyway.
Okay.
It's so great to be with you. So thank you for allowing me to join with you tonight. And I'm happy to share a few thoughts here and there. But before we get started, is there anything in particular you'd like me to start with, or should we go as we had originally planned?
Well, maybe just a couple of minutes of why it's so important to do everything you can do to be on these incredible LifeWave incentive trips. And we have another one coming up. So those of you that are on the call tonight that missed the cruise, there's still 6 days left to join us in Punta Cana.
Well, I love that you said that, Gregory. Yes, there is 6 days still to qualify for our Punta Cana North America regional incentive trip. And as you know, we're doing regional incentive trips in all three regions around the world. Very excited about the one for North America for Punta Cana. And I'm so glad that you brought that up, Gregory, because not only is it really fun to qualify for these, and they're great trips to be on, which I'll talk about in just a moment, but there's so much more to it than that. One of the things that I learned a long time ago in this industry is that when you're engaged in the right kinds of activities, the right kinds of efforts, which include helping people to join your team and helping them to achieve new levels of success, when you're doing those things, here's what happens. Your business grows. You start to make a little bit more money. That network begins to grow. The point of the trip isn't the trip. The point of the qualifications is to help you build your business. And it happens to be an extra reward that you get to go on an incentive trip while you're working to build your business. So, one of the great things as a result, if you're focused on these kinds of activities, you're doing it. And when I hopped on today and I saw that sort of flyer for tonight's webinar, and it said their leadership is example. One of the other key components of working towards incentive trips of all kinds, whether it be our regional incentive trips, the 20th anniversary cruise that we just got off of, or the elite incentive trip that we do, or even our SPD trip that we're doing coming up right before Dallas. If you're engaged in those activities, you are helping to make a difference in the lives of other people. And for me, that's the funnest thing of all. And then, of course, it's fun for us to recognize the achievements of those people who are working to qualify and then achieve something absolutely fantastic. For those of you who were able to join us on our Cancun incentive trip back in April, phenomenal event, great resort, great location, wonderful weather, and even better opportunities to spend time with all of you, our brand partners, and for you to get to know each other a little bit better, maybe work a little bit cross line, and also to understand just some other perspectives on LifeWave. And the other fun thing, of course, is to hear people's stories and to hear how LifeWave and our amazing products are making a difference in the lives of other people. So take advantage of the next 6 days. Do everything in your power so that you can qualify for our Punta Cana trip. And this one's even going to be better than Cancun. I thought Cancun was great. I think this one's going to be even better. So don't wait. Keep going. Make it happen. And if I may, Gregory and Robin, if it's okay with you, I want to talk just very briefly about the 20th anniversary cruise. So excited that so many of you were able to join us. And as Robin mentioned, nearly 500 people gathered together for this 20th anniversary cruise. And not only did we get to go to some amazing places, we were able to sail through the Adriatic and the Ionian Sea and then into the Mediterranean Sea and see a few ports in Greece and then in Split, Croatia. It was absolutely beautiful. It was a little warm, but it was absolutely beautiful. But importantly, we got to spend time together and network and connect in ways that we haven't been able to before. For those of you who weren't able to attend or didn't have an opportunity to qualify, especially if you were new and there wasn't the time, let me give you something to look forward to. In 5 years, and I know it's 5 years away, but in 5 years, in 2029, we're going to do a 25th anniversary cruise, LifeWave cruise. So what I want you to be thinking about is what kinds of things that you would need to do in your business building efforts and as you share with other people to help you qualify for that trip. And no, we will not be going to the exact same places. We're going to switch it up a little bit and make it kind of unique and fun. But I would encourage every single one of you to do everything in your power to qualify for that trip.
And by then, we'll probably have the whole boat.
By then, probably, given that we had 500 people and most of these ships range between 2,500 and maybe 4,000 people, I think it's entirely possible that we could actually take the entire ship. Wouldn't that be cool? We got it. It's all LifeWave.
That'd be so fun.
Well, our first LifeWave trip was the 15th anniversary cruise. So we got to go on, we had just started and we got to go on that one. And like I say, once you go on a LifeWave trip, you don't ever want to miss one. I mean, this is just a small sampling of the amazing gifts we got, but the company is incredibly generous in so many ways. So we're going to turn the time over to you because we know you've got other things going on. So you can screen share if you'd like. We're going to.
And I'll just preface it by saying on the cruise, I really enjoyed your presentation. It's hit some of the core foundational principles of our profession, of our company, and the reasons we do things we do. And I think that everyone that couldn't be on the ship will really enjoy this presentation you gave us, Ryan.
Well, thank you, Gregory and Robin, both of you. I very much appreciate those kind words. Yes, I'm going to share my screen just for a moment. And this will not be I promise everyone, it's not going to be a long presentation because I know that Gregory and Robin have other things to share and there are other people to share on tonight's webinar as well. So, but to start us off here, let me see if I can share my screen. We get to the right place here. Give me just a moment. Let's see here. Here we go. I'm going to go into presentation mode. So give me just one more second. All right. Hopefully, Gregory and Robin, if you would just let me know, can you see that that whole slide? Does it look right?
Well, we can, but we can see the whole string of other slides on the bottom. So it's not going full screen.
It's not working then. All right. We're going to go back to the other way of doing it then. So if you'll all just put up with me just for a moment. Okay, this is just going to be a little bit better. How about that? They're going to be on the left, but you're going to see the slides. Okay.
It's better.
So again, thank you for the kind introduction here. So the things that I shared, as Gregory mentioned, were really related to leadership in our industry and leadership in network marketing. I've had the privilege of being around our industry for now over 26 years. And one of the things I love about it is that it's about helping other people to succeed. And with that as a backdrop, some of the finest leaders that I have known in those 26 years are those that are really focused on others, not just themselves, but they look outside of themselves and seek to find and help those around them to be successful. So the first thing I shared, of course, was this. This is one of my favorite sayings. And look, I'm not perfect. In fact, furthest thing from it, I make mistakes all the time. I'm not always the best leader, but I'm striving to be better on a regular basis. And I am endeavoring to become the kind of leader that those around me expect and would like to see, and of course, would want to follow. So this is an ancient Hindu proverb. This goes back millennia, as a matter of fact. And the English translation is, help your brother's boat across, and yours has reached the shore. Now, of course, I think that could also apply, help your brother's or sister's boat across, and yours has reached the shore. The point is, if you're focused on the other people, what you're trying to accomplish will take care of itself. So over the years, there have been many times when I've met individuals who are working towards the next rank, whatever that rank happens to be. Now, it doesn't matter whether it's director or senior presidential director. As you're working towards building your business and you think to yourself and you look to the top of that mountain and you think, oh man, SPD is so far away. I'm not exactly sure if I'm ever going to get there. It requires me to do so much work, and there's a lot of people I need to help and share and bring the business to and bring these amazing products to. And when it gets daunting, the key is, instead of focusing on the top of that mountain, turn around, look at the individuals on your team, and reach out and give them a hand up. If you help all those on your team, if you build an army of managers and directors, guess what's going to happen? You're going to hit senior presidential director. It will take care of itself. Another couple of key concepts here, and this is a big one. You will never be criticized by someone doing more than you. You will only be criticized by someone doing less. In my career, I've had a lot of opportunities to work with and spend time with, and also be in the trenches and helping people to enroll and helping to do the very things that each and every one of you are engaged in on a regular basis. And oftentimes you'll hear complaints about someone, well, my upline's not helping me, or they're not doing this, or they're not doing that. Or alternatively, my downline won't do what I tell them to do. That's my favorite. I had a leader in Australia many years ago, not with LifeWave, it was another company, who actually said those words to me. She said, you know, the biggest problem we're having in my organization right now is my downline won't do what I tell them to do. To which I responded as kindly as I possibly could. Well, with all due respect, her name was Annie. I said, with all due respect, Annie, who made you their boss? All that we do, every one of you is an independent distributor, an independent brand partner. The way that you help your team to do what needs to be done is leading by example. So back to what I shared earlier, the flyer for this particular webinar tonight included leadership is example. It's not an example. It's not setting an example. You either are a good example or you're not. What are you doing to help those on your team to do what they need to do? And ladies and gentlemen, you will duplicate yourself whether you want to or not. One of my mentors in this industry many years ago said the following: when you are recruiting, you are training. When the recruiting is over, the training is over. I hope you did it right. The idea being that what you do and what you share in the very first encounters is what will resonate with all of those brand new people. And if you can and do it in such a simple way that that brand new person says, if she can do it, I can do it. If he can do it, I can do it. It makes all the difference in the world. Whatever we lack in skill, talent, and resources, we can make up for in time, effort, and consistency. There's a saying, if you are persistent, you will get it. And if you're consistent, you will keep it. So I've never met a leader in my 26 years in the industry whose business grew steadily for the entire time they were involved in it. There are ups and downs. There are peaks and valleys. Sometimes there are plateaus. Sometimes you grow in hypergrowth, and other times it slows down just a little bit. It doesn't matter whether you're the best looking or the best speaker or the most talented. But what does matter is, are you willing to work? Do you have a strong desire? Are you willing to put in the effort and be persistent and consistent? You will get there. So this was one of my favorites. And what was interesting is, of course, we had many people, brand partners from all over the world, which meant this had to be translated into different languages. And it doesn't always, languages are fickle things. Things don't always translate exactly directly. So some people who had English as their primary language, they laughed and they thought this was funny. And everyone else had to wait a minute until the translation went through. But here's the principle. How many of you have had individuals in your life complain about what you're doing or criticize you because you're involved in one of those things? that you're involved in a scam or a scheme, or you're crazy. How dare you get involved in network marketing or direct sales or whatever it is. I would wager that probably most of us on this in this meeting tonight have been through that, have had someone criticize them for something. And especially as you're growing and as you're building your business and as you're doing it the way that you can do it, every one of you, as I said, independent, people will criticize you. It's okay. Dogs don't bark at parked cars. You are moving in the right direction. If you are moving in the right direction and you are active, and as I mentioned earlier, willing to work, you're taking all out massive action. You're doing the right things. Expect people to complain. Expect people to bark at you. Expect people to criticize. The value comes when you have someone in your life come to you and let you know that you made a difference in their life. They thank you for sharing LifeWave. They thank you for sharing various patches. They thank you for changing their health and for some, even their wealth by sharing what LifeWave has to offer. Back to the first quote. We rise, ladies and gentlemen, by lifting others. It is as simple as that. That's what I've believed for most of my career. It's not about me. It's about what I can do for others. The greatest compliment that I can receive in my life is not someone referring to me by my title, because honestly, I don't care. The greatest compliment that I can get is when someone quietly, off to the side, when no one else can hear it, says, "Thank you. You made a difference in my life." Hopefully, most of you have had those experiences. As you have shared LifeWave with others, as you have made an impact in the lives of other people by sharing something like X39 or Eon or any of our other patches or products. And suddenly, their health, their well-being, their life, their attitude, their perspective changes for the better. As you approach your business for the rest of the month of August, the week that we have left, or in September and through the rest of the year, how can you lift others to help them to be successful? Most of you who are on this call have reached a level of success. Congratulations. We're so excited for you. Success is amazing. I believe there is something beyond success, and that is significance. We become truly significant in this world when we help others to become successful, when we help others to make the world a better place. So, ladies and gentlemen, as I wrap up today and turn it back over to Robin and Gregory, I would just like to encourage each and every one of you that one of the leadership basics to think about today is this. As you focus on building your business and helping others, you will truly become significant when you help other people to be successful. That's what most of us on the corporate team are endeavoring to do on a regular basis. We fall short in so many ways. There's so many things we still need to fix. We know it. We're working on it. But join us in that. Join us in helping to be significant in the lives of other people by helping them to become successful, whatever that definition is for them. So, Robin and Gregory, I'm going to turn it back over to you. I think I took 3 minutes more than I promised, but thank you so much for allowing me to be with you tonight.
Oh my gosh, thank you. That was beautiful. And, this helps people really get a little bit more about who LifeWave is and what we're about. And it is about making a difference in people's lives. And that's why we wanted people to hear what you shared with our cruisers. Yes, go ahead.
I just love your teaching. We breathe the same air on servant leadership and making a difference. And we're so blessed to be, all of us in LifeWave, making a living, making a difference. And who could ask for anything more? Robin and I have to pinch ourselves because, I've often said the luckiest person in the world is they that fall in love with their job, because you never have to work another day in your life. And this is like being on vacation 365 days a year. Yeah, there's some challenges. There's some challenges, and every once in a while, some dogs bark at our car. I laughed so hard when you first brought that slide up. So I get it. We get barked out every now and then. You know,
Anyone who's seeking to be significant will get barked at.
yeah, it's true. So thank you so much, Ryan. You bring so much to the executive team at LifeWave, and we're just so blessed to have you as our global senior vice president of sales.
And we treasure the time that we get to spend with you, truly.
And we've only just
You may
begun.
not treasure our time, but
I do, I promise. And I'm thankful to all of you who are on tonight. It's really a pleasure. I know there's over 150 people on today. And so thank you I'm honored that you all took the time to listen. So thank you.
well, we're very grateful, and thank you for listening and sharing and uncovering those rocks and finding more big rocks.
Indeed,
We're
indeed.
seeing great progress, and we're very grateful. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you.
All
Okay.
right.
Well, we'll shift gears, and we're going to invite some of our other, senior team members to join us. And I thought it might be fun if all of you just want to turn your camera on. We've got Dr. Nicholas and Dr. Misty. We've got uh, Kai and Lynette and Connie, and I don't know if Barry's there, and there's Janet and Beamy. So this is part of the fun tribe that we just had the greatest time together. And it just thought it'd be fun for each of you to, share a few minutes on inspiration about the cruise and with a forward focus, because one of the things that we've pointed out on a number of calls, even if you're not going to make it to Punta Cana, the next incentive trip, which ends in 6 days, the qualification period, you're doing the right things to get you on the next one. And we got from good source that the qualifications for the next one are going to be very similar, if not exactly the same as this one. Okay. So if you're engaged in those things, as I think Ryan said, these are the money-making activities, the team building activities that are listed in our Punta Cana point tracker, that the things we should be doing every day. So I think we'll just start with the guy that, if it wasn't for him, God only knows where we'd all be. When our phone rang about 6 years ago and Kai said, stem cell patch.
How fast can I get it?
Hi, guys. Good to see you.
Good to see you, Robin. Good to see you, Gregory. Yeah, it was fun seeing that boat behind you. And I remember our conversation about, you actually need to upgrade that picture to your fleet. I think you have a fleet of boats now. When we went on that trip 5 years ago, I think you just had about 3,500 people in your group, which was a boat. And I said, by the time the next one of these happen, you're going to have a fleet. And I think you have a fleet now. I don't know quite how many people, but it's very powerful just how things happen in time. And it was a great trip. It was great to be with you, Connie, and Janet, and Dr. Nicholas, and Misty. It was great, Gregory and Robin, and just so many people. There were 500 people there. So it was just really, we had a lot of fun. We just had a lot of fun. And probably the thing I want to share, because everyone's going to share here, and of course, be me too, by the way. It was great being with you. When I got back like at midnight last night, so I'm a little bit slower right now. And it was 2 days traveling, but it was really interesting. I've been working on the driver. We have a driver that takes us to the airport a lot. And he was all bummed out. He's such a nice guy. He's a Puerto Rican man. And his two top drivers, were his top drivers for the last 5 years, decided to open up their own business to be drivers to the airport, and now they took half of his clients, and he's so bummed out. He says, I haven't even gone on a trip, and you just came back from a trip. And I've been talking about putting a little poster in the back of his cars, like to where you could have a QR code, and the people riding could see about LifeWave. And he's like really interested in it now. And I just saw like how powerful our business is. We are based on cooperation, not on competition. And like if he'd had a business that was set up with a structure, that's why I'm in love. Like Gregory says all the time, I'm certifiably unemployable, because I love this industry. I mean, it has its challenges and it has its problems. But when you are working, as Ryan just shared so beautifully, to help support, to build people, they don't break away from you and then create their own business and steal all your people and be your competitors. It's a collaborative experience, and we're creating a family. And that just came so deeply in my bones when I got picked up. You know, I've been flying all those miles and my molecules were spread out, you know, from being going 600 miles an hour for 2 days or whatever it was. I just realized how thankful I am for what our industry is and how it's really different than the normal industry. And a lot of people poo-poo it, think, oh, it's one of those scams or one of those competitive or you know, illegal pyramids or something. No, what we're doing with true network marketing with a good company is we're creating collaboration. And we never have to break away from each other. We can really continue to work with each other and build a great thing together. And that makes all the difference.
And we love going to amazing places around the world with you and Lynette.
Yes. So thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kai. And what you did 6 years ago, because you weren't active, is you wanted to make sure I had good support as a customer. And so you were our enroller, but gave the sponsorship to Dr. Nicholas, and then we got to meet Dr. Misty. And so we're going to turn things over to you guys, because I think you guys had a fun time on this trip.
And boy, I got to tell you, because I was listening in while I renamed the company WifeWave, okay, because she was so busy. Half that time she was on the phone with Dr. Nicholas doing three-way calls. So he was a godsend to help us get our business going.
I learned a lot. Over to you guys. Wonderful to be.
Wow. I mean, let me turn this off. So thank you, Kai, because, you know, without Kai, none of this would have happened. So I think the biggest thing for me going into this trip was to have just major connections. And we made a lot of connections and got to hang out with some beautiful, beautiful people. And this experience for Misty was even more incredible because it's making her want to be more engaged. So yeah, we just won the trip to Punta Cana. Thank you, Connie Lucas. Yeah. And that about going on the trips, going to convention, because you plug into this energy that's like, it's up here and you got to get there. And when you get there, you start resonating in this energy and it starts to just take a life of its own. And then it's like a life on vacation, but you are working. It's such a weird thing. So network marketing is about work, but the type of work is like time freedom. It's not about the money. It's about the lifestyle. And we're earning a lifestyle that is just like, it's sexy. That's my big famous new phrase. I like Ryan's boating across the lake because, man, this is going to be my experience of helping men and women get across the lake in my boat. I love sharing that boat. It's so much fun. Thank you, LifeWave. But no, it's just been a real honor and a blessing. We got to connect with Meredith. Wow, that was a treat. All unexpected, but everything happens for a reason. And we just broke bread. We had a great experience with them. Ryan, same thing. So I think for me, it took me to a new level. And we're just ready to go rock and roll in first class, by the way. So go ahead, Miss.
Spoiled forever. Misty, what happened to you on that trip? You got a taste of the lifestyle, huh?
Yes, it was awesome. I definitely made some amazing connections. Thank you, Connie Lucas, for helping me with so many things. And thank you, Robin, as well. I want to start like helping others earn this trip too. So they can all be on these trips with us.
She can't stop telling people. Like the trip was amazing. And she's like, you gotta go, you gotta get plugged in, you gotta get in. And I'm like, it's infectious. And I'm like, man, we are riding this crazy wave right now. And it's LifeWave for sure. You know? So
That's so great.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
We loved having the time with you and look forward to many, many more wonderful adventures in wonderful places all over the world. Thank you, guys.
All right.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so I guess we'll move over to Connie.
Hello. Oh my gosh, we had so much fun. We had a great time. And we were on last night. Was it last night? We were working to get those Punta Cana points. And this is what I told my team earlier today. I said, sometimes I said, you're not even looking. I think half the time people are sitting around and they're like, oh, I didn't make it. Oh, I don't even know. I don't know how many points I had. And I had quite a few on our team saying the same thing on my training earlier today. And they said, look, we're talking to Dr. Nicholas and Dr. Misty. Are you coming? No, we probably didn't make it. I go, what? No, let's go look. And we started looking, and I go, you hold senior presidential director, that's 36 points. Who have you enrolled? They start counting up points. Who can we upgrade? And boom, last night, that was it. They're in, and we're sitting there going, okay, we're booking first class tickets to convention. We're booking first class tickets to Punta Cana. So it's fun. And they're our upline, right? But it's all collaborative. It doesn't matter. We support them. They support us. Everybody works together. You got Beamy and Janet on here. Same thing. Janet and I, how can I support your team, Janet? What can we do? How can Janet support me? Because she has skill sets I don't even come close to. And so that's really with those connections. It's so fun to have your team. You want your team there. I mean, I called a couple of leaders and said, do you have your points yet? And so everybody, do you have your points? If you don't think you're close, you just can do a lot in 6 days if you make the decision and you decide you're going. So I just encourage everybody. It was so fun. Go to liveyoungersuccess.com, go to what's new, pull out your Punta Cana point tracker and go into your volume report under commissions and volume, right, Robin? Go in, pull up your volume report. You're going to see how all the weeks you held your rank. You get to add points for all of those days, all those ones you hold your rank. Go into your personal enrollment tree. Who have you enrolled between 429 and now? And what points do you have? Who upgraded during that time? Did anybody in your team make managers? Did anybody make director? Did you make another rank? All those things get points, and then see what you have left, because I will bet you're closer than you think. And what Robin shared, if people are platinums, you should be looking in that personal enrollment tree, finding the platinums, and this is their last shot to upgrade to diamond. And it is a good savings for them, and it'll earn you 4 points. And right there, just helping some people save money on patches, and you could be coming on the trip with all of us. So that's all I've got.
Oh, thank you, Connie. And if it wasn't for Connie, Dr. Nicholas and Dr. Misty wouldn't be where they are today, because they didn't even realize they could get there until they talked to Connie. So it's a team effort, everybody.
So
and
awesome.
We just love being with you guys. And so that's the best part for us. Okay, next we're going to go to Beamy, and then we'll finish it up with Janet.
And Beamy, it was so fun. It seemed like on every turn we'd find you again, and we'd have dinner, and we'd do,
fun stuff.
Fun stuff. The 3 days we spent together in Italy and Bologna, and then all over on the cruise and our excursions. So it was just so fun to be together with you and your team that were there with you.
Yeah, thank you. It was like extraordinary to, start the trip in Bologna with all of you guys. It was like a cushion, just like our little bubble, and just coming in, being at that hotel, venturing out every day, shopping, finding those shoes for Kai, very important. And just all those amazing dinners in those beautiful places. And thank you for including me in that way. And it was amazing. That was the first cruise I've ever been on. So it was quite a whoop, so many different touch points. And just being, echoing what everybody said, it's so special to be able to earn and to feel that you've done what you do and you get rewarded from LifeWave, and then the people with your team and everybody celebrating, and we have the meals together, the special dining room we were all in, and everybody's teams had tables, and you could, wander around and chit chat, and then all the activities at night, the boat had great productions. I love that kind of stuff. And then, venturing out every day. But again, the specialness of having those quality times, like, you know, because Meredith and Ryan were around, and then we had David finally, and hanging out with him a bit, and everybody's like, you know, picture, 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 you know. So it's just really, really beautiful. And I just love that we come together like this at a special time, you know, the leadership, and it's encouraging everybody to step it up. You know, I think people want to be at the higher levels and to benefit and enjoy what that brings, because like you said, and what Ryan said, it's what we're doing anyway, but we get rewarded. And I just love having a trip as a goal. You know, I'm into Punta Cana. You know, I started way back when, getting the team ready and focusing, looking at the platinums, all those things you said. There's ways to really work with the point system, and you just got to dig in and figure it out and be creative.
Beautiful. Thank you, Beamy. Beamy is just so fun to travel with. And she's so adorable. She's a little pixie, and she's got the most fun clothes. And it's we just loved having time with you. So let's finish it up with Janet, who had a whole table of 9 from her team there. So Janet, you want to share?
Well, thank you, Gregory and Robin, and hello, everybody here on our Zoom meeting, and those of you listening. Again, I would echo everything they've said. Time with the elite SPDs, time to really get to know your team one-on-one, the amazing beauty of Greece and Italy. But something when Dr. Tivoli just said about the lifestyle. So Connie and Barry Lucas and Cam Jennings and I were able to jump on trains and go to Florence, Italy after the trip. And I was able to share with them something that to me was very, very special, a private tour of the Michelangelo statue of David at the Accademia. And so those of you, some of you have seen it, some of you probably have seen it in pictures, but when you're there and you understand that Michelangelo was given to a family because his mother couldn't nurse him. And that family were stone carvers. So he was raised with stone carvers his whole life. And here by his 20s, he decides he's going to create a statue for the Medici, the rulers of Florence. But he picks a stone that's been in the quarry 40 years. No one wanted it. It was a mess. No one wanted to carve it. And what did he do? He got it and he locked himself in for 3 years. And he saw his vision. And his vision wasn't the standard David and Goliath. There are a lot of statues of it where he's holding Goliath's head. No, his view was before, where he looked to his vision and he's looking at the goal. And when you see that 17-foot statue, right, Connie, you're just stunned. And here he was for 3 years showing nobody, chiseling, polishing, till it has now become probably the most renowned and treasured statue in the whole world. I would, lots of marble statues out there. And I really thought of it as like network marketing. We're kind of the quarry stone that people kick and, that's not worth doing. And you just start chiseling and you just start chiseling and you've got a vision. And on the way up the corridor to the David are 6 of his statues that are unfinished, where the figures are starting to come out. And it made me think I have a long ways to go to elite SPD, but I'm chiseling. And here, week by week, month by month, we will get there. And so you really have a chance on these trips to be with the stonecutter teachers. That's who we're with. How to carve your masterpiece, how to stay in there, how to be persistent. Not, pardon me, I got a cold on the way home. How to stay focused, how to keep going. And so that encapsulated it for me.
Can I add in why Janet's choking real quick? Janet, you are absolutely spot on. I have one more post to do, and that's exactly what I was going to do the post on, was vision. As entrepreneurs, David embodies the vision that somebody has to have in order to move forward, you got to see beyond it. You got to have that vision. And Janet absolutely, she nailed it. I thought exactly like you. It was a highlight of my trip, and I never would have seen those things had it not been for Janet.
Oh,
I mean, that's just another piece of it. I never would have gone to Florence. I wouldn't have gone and done that, and that was a highlight of my trip. So thank you, Janet.
beautiful.
Thank you. That was when I first saw the David, I burst into tears. It just is so emotional. And I had no idea I was going to have such a reaction to that. It was profound. And Florence is amazing. Well, you guys, thank you all for sharing. It is, do you have anything to finish up, Janet?
Comments, you're done coughing, Janet?
You're done. You're
Dennis?
done.
Yeah.
Well,
Right.
yeah. Well, we were so grateful that you were able to join us and have that wonderful time together. We just love everybody, and that's why we want everyone on the trips, because we get to hang out together. And I think, Connie and Nicholas and Misty, I mean, they had some extra special adventures that no one else had.
Yeah.
We're not going to get into that right now, but it was amazing hearing the stories. Yeah, we went on the torture tour in Athens. We'll skip that. But it was
a topless bus, and it was 100 degrees outside, so
yeah.
but it was still fun. It was
great time.
It was a great time.
We had a great time. Okay.
We have a few more things we're going to go ahead and share.
So you guys can
hang in there, be with us about whatever.
Your cameras off.
On or off,
thank
doesn't
you,
matter.
thank you, thank
But
you.
we're going to share,
sharing.
go back over to the newsletter real quick. Ryan thinks it's a flyer, it's a newsletter.
That's okay.
That's okay.
That's okay.
So we talked about Punta Cana, 6 more days, and interesting, there's 6 more days on the Dream and Shine. So if you want to stock up while the supply lasts, there's only a few more days, and Dream and Shine is officially off the market. You can pick up, Robin wants to talk about it because she bought a lifetime supply of Dream for us.
Well, I want to go back to the Punta points because Connie, Jen, and I, we took something extra home we didn't plan on. I'm getting better too. But what Connie said is really true. If you look a little deeper, it's amazing how the points are there. And I went to all my platinums and an extra 8 points. I have another 4 coming. So pretty exciting that puts us over. So just know that those upgrades, and if you tell people that I'm earning points for a trip and I have a deadline this week, and if you upgrade, you're going to save money and you're going to help me earn the trip, people want to help you. It's amazing how they want to help you. So it's not too late. So reach out to your upline if you need help looking at your back office. And Dream and Shine, if you love them, get a bunch. And there's still some left. And we do have a substantial supply because I don't use Shine as much, but I am addicted to Dream, I think. So
beautiful.
There we go. Okay, let's move on.
Okay, so let's
be the light. Let's be the light.
It's interesting. We had opportunity to have a nice private dinner with David
because of you guys.
Because of you, with David, Christina, and 3 other couples. Private dinner in this Italian restaurant on the ship. And David talked briefly about the conference, and he says, Be the Light is not just a name. It's what we're doing. So this is displaying the essence of David's vision and how we are, a company based on light therapy. It was very beautiful. Just real briefly, virtual tickets are now available. You can click here and do your virtual ticket registration. As we move further into the month of September, we'll start doing some watch party trainings and suggestions because, it's sold out. It's full house. However, there are some tickets available, and I'll talk about that in a moment. We're going to bring Liz Hodges on, and she's created a little ticket exchange and hotel lodging exchange. But the deadline is September 15th to be recognized. If you're, and you want to explain this?
Yes. By September 15th, which is a Sunday, if you are ranking up to any rank for the first time
since the last conference,
you will be publicly acknowledged at the conference. But that is a hard deadline. So please, reach out to your group, look in your back office and to upcoming ranks. Sometimes people don't even know that they're close to a rank. And it takes, the support and vision of the upline. So it is a wonderful thing. And last year at this time, I remember Connie remembers this one really well. Michael Jaco, we went, oh my gosh, he needs 20,000 points in a week to get to be SPD by the deadline. And we cranked it and everyone stepped up and he made it. And it was really, really fun. So help your people rank up because it's wonderful to get recognized at the conference. And only those that are there get to go home with their awards. So, all right.
So one qualification on ranking up the target date, if you don't have a conference ticket yet and you need to buy one and you want to be there and you want to buy one, the requesting that you have the ticket purchased, that means finding someone that doesn't want a ticket. That's where the ticket exchange comes in, and you have to have that done by August 31st. So that's this weekend. So if you're planning on being recognized and you want to be there to be recognized, you have to have that done by August 31st, okay? So with that being said, we've created something new. It's liveyoungerevents.com. It's our new ticket and room exchange system that Liz Hodges, laying awake at night drinking cappuccino, came up with this. I don't know. That might not be exactly the case. But Liz, if you want to jump on, turn on your camera and share your screen, and you can show people what the Live Younger Events ticket exchange looks like. There she is.
Well, thanks, Gregory. And I'm going to take the screen share back.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so here we have our new ticket exchange. And so it's very simple to fill out. All you need to do is go in and put your name, do Liz Hodges, then you put your email, liz@abc.com. Well, I spelled it wrong, but anyway, you get the point. And your phone number. Put one in there. Now, this part is really important. Under my time zone, unless you want to get woken up at midnight or at the crack of dawn, you better put your time zone in here. And this is what time zone.
Let me add something. This is primarily for people that have tickets and don't know who to sell them to. So if Liz had tickets, she'd put in her time zone so people wanting to buy her tickets don't call her in the middle of the night if she's in the Eastern time zone and someone's in the Western time zone. So and then she goes on. So so that was the primary motivation: is somebody that has a ticket, how do they find somebody to buy the ticket? And then she expanded it to include hotel rooms also.
Right. So if you're in Central Time, just flag it as Central. How many tickets do you have? 1, 2, 3, 4. If you have more than 4, do another row with your name and information on there. Okay. So you select one, you leave the status available until you've transferred them. So once you've transferred it, you can come back in here and mark transferred, and then we'll hide that row once we know that's been completed. Are you looking for a roommate? If you're not, just leave it blank. It's already set to no. But if you are.
So let me add to that. So if you don't have tickets, so the purpose of this is twofold. If you have tickets, you want to sell them, post them here. This is like available. And maybe you have tickets, but you want to bunk with somebody. You have a room and you're willing to share it, or you don't have a room and you want to bunk with somebody. It can be used for that also.
So here's what that would look like. So you have your information over here, what time zone you're in. You leave the room and the tickets alone because you don't have tickets. well, you're not trading any tickets or transferring any tickets. You're just, in this scenario, looking for a roommate. Okay. You come over here, you tag yes. Now, if you have a hotel reservation and you're wanting to transfer that, you can do that here. That you have 2 queen beds, a king bed with a pullout, or a king bed. Okay. You can then put notes over here in the far column if you need to. And just go over here, type whatever notes in, and you're done. So then the next person comes in, and this can all be done simultaneously, doesn't matter. Just don't mess up somebody else's row. Okay. If there's information in somebody else's column or row, like this is a whole row, don't touch it. Leave it alone. It's not yours to touch. Okay. This is also listed in the Facebook group under the Live Younger. I posted it to the top of Live Younger Facebook page. And so it's pinned there with the link that goes to liveyoungerevents.com. So Gregory, back to you.
Yeah. So I know that Angela Shaughnessy made an attempt to use Facebook in the comment section, which has worked for a few of you for both hotel and for tickets. But within the next, 7 weeks or however long it is to the conference, it would get pretty messy and pretty strung out. So I think this would be a superior system. So that's.
And I unpinned those other 2, Gregory, already. So this one's pinned to the top now.
If you've already got something going in there, go ahead and continue that. And let me also say, if you've got some tickets, you might talk to your sponsor because they might have somebody that needs them. Okay. But if you have tickets and you don't know how to sell them, that's what this is for. It's a community ticket exchange primarily because it's a hot commodity, and a lot of people wish they would have been on the waiting list and got tickets, but everyone can get a virtual ticket. So thank you, Liz.
And that's also, by the way, in the What's New section. That's already live in there. So if you go to What's New, I have not added the ticket exchange yet, but I have added the virtual ticket selection. Great. So that's complete in there.
Thank you so much for all of your efforts to make it easier for everybody.
So we'll just zip through the rest of this. We've gone kind of long. We've talked about Patching Party. We talked about all of these things before, but this is our week at a glance. This is what's happening. And I just, we put on here to let people know replays are available at liveyoungeryoutube.com, except the Sunday night Doc Talk, which is not recorded. So I think everybody knows that, but the rest of these calls are all recorded and available.
And tomorrow night we have Janet hosting Dr. Jeff.
Yay.
And I met someone on my travels that I thought would be a great fit to work with Dr. Jeff. And I'm excited to share those connections. It's really fun. And then next week we're back on schedule as a company. LifeWave Connect is next Wednesday with David and Alavita and X39, just so you know. And down here, this is an important new addition.
Let me just mention that next Monday, we won't have a morning call or an evening call. It's
a holiday.
It's a holiday, Memorial Day.
No,
Labor Day. I always get them mixed up. Sorry. But I do want to announce that the powerpatchwebinar.com, that's our 24/7, or I guess it's 7 times a week. Our webinar system has been updated with the new Tuesday night Power the Patch replay. We'll be changing that up from time to time, but right now it's loaded up with the webinar that I did where Robin interviewed Dr. Shauna. So that was a very good one. And we'll be having other people doing them also. But I just want to let everybody know that's been updated, now available for use. So I think we've gone way over our normal half hour. It's almost an hour call, but there was a lot to cover. And thank you everyone for participating. Thank you everyone for being with us in the chat and online. And it was wonderful to have Ryan on, sharing what he shared with us, and just so good to be back home, but
for a little while.
For a little while.
Our next trip is one of my most exciting ever. Honored to be invited to the ribbon cutting for the Welcome Center. So I love vision, and to be able to step into David's world and see where we're going. Oh my gosh. So after that, everyone's going to want to go to the Welcome Center after the convention. So stay connected with us. We got some fun things planned.
All right. Well, we love you all. Thank you. Have a great week. See ya.
Bye, everybody.